HUD wants to make living in a tiny house or RV illegal. Yes, you read that correctly. Submitted by Daisy Luther, the organic prepper. The tiny house movement has taken America by storm, in part because our economy is in the toilet. People are striving to reduce their expenses by embracing minimalism. They're breaking free from the corporate grind because, as I've always advised, they are learning to live with less and radically reducing their expenses. But these days in America, you are sharply admonished when you try to live your life outside the structures of the 9 to 5 world. Excuse me. It isn't any surprise that the government is now taking steps to limit our ability to drastically reduce our expenses. They always seem to make illegal anything we try to do to be more independent, and moving into a tiny house appears to be the next on the list. HUD has proposed the following law. The proposed rule would modify the current exemption for recreational vehicles in the manufactured home procedural and enforcement regulations. Under the current exemption, questions have arisen regarding whether park model recreational vehicles are regulated by HUD's manufactured home program. These park models are being produced with patio roofs, screened-in porches, and other extensions that exceed the 400 square foot maximum exemption in the current regulations. Additionally, some of the models are being marketed as suitable for year-round living. HUD's proposed rule would permit recreational vehicle manufacturers to certify that a unit is exempted from HUD's regulations. Specifically, HUD's proposed rule would define a recreational vehicle as a factory-built vehicular structure not certified as a manufactured home, designed only for recreational use and not as a primary residence or for permanent occupation, and built and certified in accordance with either the National Fire Protection Association standard for recreational vehicles or the American National Standards Institute Recreational Park Trailer Standard, in addition to provide consumers notice regarding the manufacturing standards used to construct the unit. HUD's rule will require that units claiming the exemption display a notice that HUD's rule would require that units claiming the exemption. I'm sorry, I read that again. Display a notice that identifies the standards used to construct the unit and states that the unit is designed only for recreational use and not as a primary residence or permanent dwelling. That's right, if this law is passed, these structures will be classified as not suitable for primary residence or permanent dwelling in April of this year. While currently they're only talking about a label, how long will it be before the long arm of the law reaches out to punish those living full-time in homes that are deemed not suitable for a primary residence or for permanent dwelling? My bet is not long at all. This may be the first step toward making it illegal to live in a tiny house or an RV. Imagine that. The government reaching out and starting shit with people that want to live in tiny houses. I don't have a problem with people who live in tiny houses. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think I could do it. I mean, I live in a mobile home, but and we're at like around 800 square feet. I don't think I could go any smaller than that. Yeah, I mean, because we're almost cramped as it is. I mean, with my wife and two children, it's a challenge to live in this little of a space. But heck, these people have, four or five people living in these tiny homes. And some of these tiny homes are going for buku bucks. I mean, I'm talking about 40, 50, $60,000. Have, hand finished moldings, all this fancy tile. I mean, you can absolutely go nuts in one of these things and spend a ton of money. But, anyways, after you spend your $60,000 on your tiny house, the government's going to make it to where you ain't going to be able to live in it. The government. Anyway, guys, take care, keep stacking.